simplest questions can often trip up a drug smuggler. Who paid for the plane ticket, or how much did it cost? If a passenger can't answer those questions, customs officers are going to start getting interested. At Gatwick Airport, a male passenger on a flight from Trinidad has caught the eye of UK customs officers. The officer has been told that the man went to visit his aunt.
I heard my colleagues say that somebody helped you pay for your ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who paid for your ticket? Your aunt?
Yeah.
In
Trinidad.
In Trinidad. Okay. Wow, so you got a club ticket? So you sat in club?
No, paid through an agency.
How much did you pay?
7,150 TT.
What's that in sterling?
I don't know.
Roughly, you know?
I don't know. Roughly, maybe close to like £600 or something.
£600, wow. For a club ticket, that's good. All right, just going to get an iron track for you.
Yeah.
Too much baggage there, is there? You got no other baggage?
No.
That was it?
That's all.
Wow, travelling light. The guy's coming from a week's trip to Trinidad. He's a student here, so he's obviously not earning lots of money. His baggage doesn't support the fact that he could travel as a club passenger, and so it just doesn't look like a very good story at the moment, but we'll see.
The student with the business class ticket has had his bag swabbed.
I'm not entirely happy with the story that he's given. It's a very expensive way of doing things.
The swab comes back negative, but a concerned Andy still isn't happy.
It just doesn't tie together, so we're going to search him. We've got sufficient grounds to search him, and then we're going to consider whether we want to put him through the X-ray to see if he's got anything inside him. Okay? You just want to follow my colleague?
While the officers conduct the search, Andy does further swabs on the passenger's shoes for traces of drugs.
No, clean.
But in spite of the negative result, officers decide to arrest the man and take him for a full body scan.
Nick him on suspicion.
Yeah.
And we will X-ray him now before we go on the way to custody. You get to know what's normal, and so when you get something that's unusual, it sticks out, and that's how we end up having to search a person and an X-ray.
The man is taken to the X-ray room, and Officer Andy will soon find out if his hunch is right. While the student on the same flight, who is suspected of carrying drugs internally, has consented to an X-ray.
And then I want you to breathe out.
As he holds his breath, officers are about to find out if their instinct about him was right.
Stand still, stand still, stand still. Okay, you can start breathing again. Right, if you'd like to take him back next door, please, and...
The man is taken back to the holding cell to wait for the results. And sure enough, the X-ray speaks for itself.
I would say that this gentleman is full of packages. So I'll just better go and let Phil know.
Knowing full well what the X-ray will show, the man confesses.
We've got a swallower in the North Terminal off the Port of Spain. He's just had an X-ray, just confessed to swallowing 60-odd packages, and we'll be bringing him over very shortly. Some people will confess straight away because they want to get it off their chest, or they're desperate to go to the loo, and other people will try and hold out. But when you get put in a cell, it usually hits home at that point.
In light of what's inside the man, his safety is now the officer's main concern.
All I would say to you is that the sooner you can get rid of these packages from inside of you, the better. It's obviously very dangerous for you to have them inside you. Okay? You all right? Okay.
The man is handcuffed before being escorted to custody for processing.
Are you taking or supposed to be taking any tablets or medication?
While being checked in, he asks to go to the toilet.
We shall take him into our special toilet suite. We'll have to sit and watch him, unfortunately, and hopefully he'll start the process of producing packages.
The toilet the man will use is a special facility, which will collect and clean any packages the man passes so they can be kept as evidence. Meanwhile, the student has begun to produce the goods.
There is one package there that you've just produced. I have to tell you that is now seized as forfeit. quite clean, but he's obviously struggling. It's quite a big package, so he now wants to have something to eat and drink to try and force the natural process.
The passenger is changed into a paper suit, so there is nowhere he can reconceal any of the packages. Officer Andy collects the evidence, so it can be added to any further packages the man passes.
Could be up to 5 grams a package if they're all that sort of size. So half a kilo Coke, something like that, inside him.
Half a kilo of Coke would be worth about $50,000, so it's a sizable discovery for the officers, but a dangerous pursuit for the man.
The capsule is quite large, and he reckons he's got 63 inside him. If one of those packages bursts, he'll be dead before he hits the floor. Obviously, the quicker he can get rid of those packages, the safer for him. We have a duty of care just to keep an eye on him and make sure that we monitor him to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself. If we see anything untoward, we can get there very quickly.
All they can do now is wait for nature to take its course. If found guilty, the man will be facing a prison term of up to 10 years.